Hello, it's Phil at digitaldjtips.com, and today we're looking at the Reloop Terminal Mix 2 Serato DJ controller. This is the younger brother to the Terminal Mix 4 in that it has two channels up the front instead of four channels, hence its name. So you have two inputs here, each of which controls a deck in software. There's still the ability to switch to decks 3 and 4 in software that supports that, but nonetheless you just get the two channels down the middle. Most DJs mix with two channels, and to a lot of DJs having four is just extra weight and extra expense and overkill. There is an external input on this DJ controller, and it can take a record deck or a CD deck, but it doesn't go through the mixer at all. It just comes through a volume control on the front here, which is here actually, and it goes straight out the back. However, you can't use it as a emergency because this works off USB power, and therefore if your computer crashes, the power goes down on this and you have no sound coming through there, so you can't use it as an emergency through, just to make that clear to you. I don't know if it works with mains because there's no mains power adapter in the box, so that hasn't been tested. So anyway, that's the basic premise of the controller. It has the new Reloop top end jog wheels, which are really truly excellent. They're big, they're smooth, they're very responsive with Serato software, and there's little to fault these jogs. They're really good, and the same to be said for the pitch controls. They're very fine. I could get it to 1/100th of a BPM change quite easily using these, so no complaints there at all. Same for the transport controls. They are rubberized and they're smooth and responsive. Very loose crossfader, slightly stiffer faders here as is usual. All good. The controls are all bolted down. They're high quality, especially the library control here feels really nice. And then as far as the outputs go, it has everything that you'd expect from a high-end controller, which is a balanced and unbalanced master out. The unbalanced is usual, but the balanced you would use if you've got longer leads going off to a PA or something. And a booth out as well, which is good if you want to set up speakers near you, if you're DJing somewhere where you're a long way from the main speakers. So on paper then, it's a good controller. It's nice and weighty, it's well built, as are most higher end Reloop controllers nowadays. And the only hardware feature I didn't like was the fact that the VU meters only monitor the main output. They don't monitor the individual inputs. Now usually you would click monitor, it'll come on your headphones, and at least one of them, maybe both of them, will switch to the input that you're monitoring, so you can use the gain control to set this so it's just peaking nicely, and then you know that that channel is set correctly. You can't do that on this, and although Serato does have a override, a limiter on it, which it clicks in so you can see that you've got stuff too high, I prefer a closer level of control than that. Some DJs will, some won't. I'm in the first camp there. So it's hardware, it's great. Let's have a little talk about the software. So in the box you get DJ Intro from Serato. Now that's kind of like a stripped down version of their full strength software. So it's the same as Virtual DJ or Tractor LE, or similar anyway. So what that means is you get what you need to get going, but you have certain things missing. Now on this controller you get quite a lot actually. You get 3 different effects plus the filter. There's a filter here for each channel, which is really nice. So you get that, and you also get a sampler, although it's quite a limited sampler. But there are things missing, and there's some like fine controls missing. There's a lot of controls on here that don't do anything. Well, I say a lot, there's quite a few that don't do anything. They've got stuff written on them, and the manual mentions them, but they don't do anything with Serato Intro. And also, you don't get the ability to record. So if you want to record your sets easily, it's not straightforward. You need to kind of jump through a few hoops, come up with a third-party way of doing it. Whereas with full-strength software, there's just a record button. You click record and your computer records it as an MP3 or a WAV file. So there are things that Serato Intro, DJ Intro lacks, which is very usual. Most DJ controllers that come with LE or limited software in the box, of which DJ Intro, as I said, is just another type, do have limitations. But the thing is, this, by the way, this also has Virtual DJ LE in the box, so you have another option, although it does have Serato written all over it. It's clearly meant to be a Serato controller. But the big drawback right now, and this is July 2012, is that there is no upgrade option for Serato. Now that has to be around the corner. It just has to be. There's no commercial sense in having Serato DJ Intro in the box and no ability to upgrade. But the thing is, we don't know when it's coming. We don't know what it's going to cost to upgrade. So that's just a little caveat with this controller right now. And with all controllers that have DJ Intro in the box as well, not just this one. There's no upgrade path right now. So who's it going to be good for? It's going to be good for people who want beginners who want a high quality controller that they're not going to outgrow, but that allows them to get going quickly. DJ Intro is very, very simple to set up. It's reasonably capable software. It's certainly good enough for DJing in public, as is this controller. It's good enough for DJing in public. It's well built, it won't let you down, has a fine level of control, and has all the outputs you need. The only thing lacking is that emergency through. So if something goes wrong, you're going to have to unplug the controller and plug the lead into something else so that you can keep playing, or come up with another way. Whereas some controllers, you can plug an emergency source in, an iPod or an MP3 player or something, which will just kick in if there's a problem. So that's the only downside as far as that's concerned. It would also be good for experienced DJs who just want something that they can DJ on, they can mix on. It's not so good for controllerists because it's a very conventional layout with 2 decks and a mixer. It has got cues and sampler features, and it has got limited looping with intro. And like we discussed, it has effects as well. However, overall, it's for DJing rather than controllerism, rather than button smashing and remixing live and having 4 decks going with different loops going and so on. If you're the kind of DJ who's into that kind of thing, even if you're experienced, it's a good buy. It's not expensive, it's well built, and it will do well for you. Again, with the caveat that you might want to upgrade the software, and hopefully that upgrade option is coming soon for all users. So there we have it, the Reloop Terminal Mix 2, and it's available now. The full review is at digitaldjtips.com/terminalmix2. Thanks for watching.